My name is Jeff Olesko. I actually moved to Texas back in 1983, and from there graduated from high school and decided that I wanted to serve my country and join the military. So I started off actually in the Navy, went to the Naval Academy for 4 years, and then after graduating from there, became a United States Marine. And I've been doing that for the last 22 years now as a helicopter pilot for the Marine Corps. But it wasn't until 2010 when we started going to High Ridge Church that I really found a church home for the first time since I was a kid. So attended and kind of considered myself a consumer of High Ridge Church, but it really was Pastor Jeff's message on being a servant and serving in the church was the first time I had really correlated that same level of responsibility and desire to work with a group to accomplish something bigger than ourselves. And it truly spoke to me that I had been a consumer for 5 years at High Ridge Church, and I loved what I was consuming there, but I wanted even more to become a part of it and to be able to serve and spread the word of the Lord to other people. So I reached out to the elementary leadership team and said, hey, I really would love to work with this age group of kids. Where can I serve? And they said, hey, well, what is your background? Like, where do you want to serve? I said, well, after 22 years in the Marine Corps, I really feel like I've got a gift for supervision, for organizing, for leadership, for communication. What can you do with that? And I said, well, perfect. Let's make you a whole service coach. I'm basically the individual just responsible to make sure everything goes smoothly. By the time that I get there for service, somebody else has already arranged individuals to fill in each of the serving roles. And basically I'm there just to supervise to make sure that all goes according to plan. So I've been serving as the Saturday night service coach for K123 since 2015, and man, it's been such a blessing. Probably my favorite part of the whole service is group time. Our small group time is just so rewarding. I'm getting into those small groups with these kids that are in kindergarten, first grade, that are truly just clay needing to be molded and be able to provide just a few strokes to make them into a more Christ-like image as they grow up. Has just been a really great experience and thing to be part of. High Ridge now has become my church. It was a church that I attended for the longest time, but now it's my church. I have those relationships with these kids and these parents, and as a result of serving with other folks that are on the one team that I never would have met otherwise. And walking into church and feeling like you're with your family is a whole different experience than just walking into church. And that's been really great for our family to be able to experience that. And that's gone past myself, but gone through my wife and our kids now, that our family is really interwoven into the DNA of High Ridge Church, and that's been just a huge blessing. If I was going to talk to somebody who was right now in the same boat that I was a few years ago, where they are a consumer of High Ridge Church and enjoys what they hear but then move on, and that's the extent that they're allowing Jesus to work in their lives, I'd say to them, first and foremost, get involved in a group, get engaged in community. And once you have those friendships and those bonds and that ability to grow in a small group setting, I'd say then you're going to be so on fire that you're going to be ready for that next step of serving. If you have never put yourself all into your relationship with the Lord and your involvement with a church, you don't know what you're missing. And until you are involved in a group and serving somewhere and truly have your whole life centered around Jesus, you don't know what you don't know.